Hello, everybody. I'm really excited to be on live with you with my friend Heidi here. And today we're going to really talk about her story. And so she had a remarkable health transformation where she lost over 125 pounds in the last little over a year. So just remarkable transformation there. And she was just telling me a little bit about her story. I'm just excited for all of you guys who are able to tune in to hear her story and just be inspired and empowered because, I think she would tell you if she can do it, you can do it. Right, Heidi?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, if you're just getting on, definitely let us know where you are coming in from. So I am in Atlanta, just outside of Atlanta, northwest suburb of Atlanta called Ackworth. That's where I live. Heidi, where are you coming in from? I know it's East Texas, right?
Yes, I'm from Laneville, Texas. That's in East Texas, the Piney Woods.
That's right. Awesome. And we've got people from all over the world that follow our page and follow this content. And so we'd love to know where you're coming in from. And also would love for you to like and share this. And so, I'm actually going to be giving a free gift. In fact, Heidi won a free Keto Edge, right,
Yeah.
that we sent out to you. I'm not sure if you got that in yet,
Oh, I got
but
it. I got it
oh,
in.
good. Good.
Thank
Excellent. She
you.
won because she shared this great testimonial and I was really inspired by it. And so I wanted to send her a free gift. And what I'll be doing is looking through by the end of the day today. If you've liked and shared this video, then I'm going to put you guys in a drawing to win another prize that we'll be sending out on Friday of this week. So definitely like and share this interview. I think your friends, your family will definitely be inspired by what Heidi has been able to do and accomplish with her health journey. And so, with that said, Heidi, I'll turn it over to you and let us know about really what your life looked like. I guess it was a year and a half ago, what you were dealing with, and what really motivated you and inspired you to follow a ketogenic diet and lifestyle, and what kind of results you got.
Okay. Well, I was in a car accident in September of 2016, and I know how much I weighed on that day because I had weighed myself and I had taken my blood pressure and I weighed 268. And I had a car accident, and at first when I had it, it didn't seem like it did anything to me, but then when I relaxed, I figured my back was hurting, so I had to go, to the hospital, and I had to go through all kinds of treatments for my back and everything. But I had noticed I had lost about 25 pounds within 3 months. And I didn't know how I did that, but I think it was more or less depression, from the
Mm.
accident. So anyway, that's about the time I ran across your page. And I don't exactly remember who put it on there or where it came from, but it popped up and I started reading and I started watching, and you was talking about the ketogenic diet. So I decided, I wanted to try that because my husband, he was wanting to lose about 60 pounds too. And he said, okay, January, we're going to start, low carb diet. And I was like, okay. So I've done the low carb before. I lost about 50 pounds, but I always gained it back. So anyway, come January, we really didn't do it. We didn't really start in February. And when we did, I said, I want to do the ketogenic diet because I've been following this doctor's page, since November. And I would like to try that. And he said, okay, well, we'll try it. So we did. And it took a lot of learning because, it's not like low carb. Low carb, you can go to a store and get some, you can get low carb tortillas and eat those, and it still has the wheat in it and stuff. That's not what my body needed. And I didn't know that at the time, but I stuck to this ketogenic, eating the high good fats like avocados and olives and nuts. I would snack on nuts, when I got hungry. I would snack on some nuts and olives and, things like that. And I just kept watching what you fed your family. And I went by that. I went to like a drug emporium store, somewhere like that, a good food store, specialty store. And I started looking for the products that you were using, and I would go and buy them and try them, and some I liked, and Some I didn't, like the seaweed snacks. I didn't like really the sea snacks, but that's okay. And I just started doing that. And then I noticed you were talking about intermittent fasting. And I was eating 3 times a day when I was doing this, plus snacks. And, I was like, I don't know if I could do this, but I'm going to trust this guy and I'm going to try it. So I ate my last meal, which was dinner, probably around 5. And I didn't eat, you know, until probably around 10 that morning, the next morning. And I was okay. I was fine. And I thought, hey, I like this. I ate lunch. Instead of breakfast, I just ate lunch. I went on and ate lunch, and then I had dinner, and I was fine. So anyway, I just started pushing myself to do it, more and more. And then I started pushing myself a little bit longer, maybe not eat until 12, and I was fine. And I noticed I had energy, I wasn't sluggish. I had energy. And when I would eat, sometimes I wouldn't eat a full lunch. I'd just eat some nuts, and then I'd be fine and I'd go on to dinner. So, I mean, it was pretty simple to me. And what motivated me to do this was, all the speaking you did on your website and everything. It just seemed, you said we're kind of raised to think that we need breakfast every day. I was told breakfast is the most important part of the day. You've got to eat breakfast, or you can't think, you can't do this or that. And I noticed that's not true, because I have never had so much energy. I'm so full of energy now. It's unreal. I just can't explain it. But that's pretty much how it all started for me. And I noticed when I incorporated the intermittent fasting with the keto meals, I started losing more weight. The weight just started falling off.
Yeah, it's a great combination there, right? And I think we're going to get back to your story in a second, but I think you did it in such a good way where you started really with a ketogenic diet by switching out the carbohydrates with the healthy fat foods.
Yes.
So your body was getting more adapted to burning fat for fuel and ketones. And then you started implementing the intermittent fasting. It's really a more comfortable approach, because as you get better at burning your own body fat and burning your dietary fat as well from your diet, then it's just easier to, you have more satiety. So it's just a lot easier to go longer periods of time between meals. And so you did it excellent as far as that goes. Now, let us know what else changed in your life with that.
Well, I had for many years psoriasis, and I noticed when I got off the wheat that I can't show you my arms. You wouldn't understand because I don't have before and after pictures really. But it's not totally gone, but it is, like 75% better. And I also was diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis, and that goes along with having psoriasis. And I'll say real quick, like I'm not going to go through a full story, but back probably 10 years ago, I woke up one morning and I couldn't walk. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. And I went to many doctors, and they concluded that it was psoriatic arthritis. And I had to take some medications, found one that helped me. I started walking again and everything. But I always had pains every month. One morning I'd wake up and I'd say, it's a bad day. Can't do hardly much today. I'm hurting. Those are long. Those days are long gone. I haven't had one of those days since last year. And I'm talking, this was a monthly occurrence. 2 and 3 days a month. Today's that day. I can't function today. But I haven't had one of those since last year, since I've been on this way of eating and the fasting and everything. That is
awesome.
I'm amazed. I really am.
That is awesome. And so psoriatic arthritis, for those of you guys that don't know, it's an autoimmune condition. And I was taught when I was going through medical school that there's really no cure, that the only real solutions are that you've got to be on medications, pain-reducing medications, and in particular corticosteroids, different things like that. And, again, it would just progressively get worse over time. But, you're not alone, Heidi. I've seen so many different conditions, in particular autoimmune conditions, as well as neurodegenerative conditions, get well, right? And where the people are able to significantly reduce the symptoms, and in some cases even completely eliminate the symptoms and the complaints associated with those conditions through this sort of ketogenic intermittent fasting lifestyle. So it's quite remarkable. And, I actually, believe it or not, my mom actually has psoriasis, and I have the genes for it. And I'm able to keep it in remission as well. If I don't take care of myself, I get big patches on my knees. So I'm right in that same boat with you. But by following this sort of lifestyle, I've never allowed it to really, truly express itself. And, that's a great thing. So whether you're dealing with a chronic disease like Heidi was, right, where it was dramatically impacting her life, or if you just want to keep it from ever really expressing itself, which would even be better, right, then, this lifestyle can really make a huge difference with that. And so, yeah, just awesome stuff, Heidi. So encouraged by your story and what you've done. Let's go over real quick. I'm just going to see who's on here. And then what I'm going to ask you are maybe the biggest challenges you face as you were changing your lifestyle. Okay, so you think about that real quick, and I'll see who's on here. We've got, let's see, Hashtil Shani. I may have not said that right, but let's see. She's from New Mexico, new to keto, but definitely need to follow lifestyle. So welcome to our community. We've got lots of great support here. Lots of great articles and content on my website. And she was listening to a lot of my YouTube videos, Heidi was. And so we got a lot of content when it comes to ketogenic diet and lifestyle for you. We got Olga coming in from California. We've got Francesca coming in from Greece. So, yep, people all over the world. Thanks for being on. We got Josh coming in from Chicago. We've got Susie from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is, I've heard, a beautiful place. Love to visit that at some point here. Let's see. We have got Shelly giving Heidi a shout out. So there you go. We've got Wendy coming in from Washington. So people, again, from all over the world. And again, I am actually going to be looking at the end of the day today at who liked or loved and shared this testimonial, because we really know that more people need to hear about this, right? And we want to make sure that people that are suffering with a wide variety of issues, like Heidi said, that she was dealing with depression, obviously pain from the psoriatic arthritis, as well as just being significantly overweight, and has seen her life transformed. And so there's nothing really I can say necessarily that can light a fire under somebody. Maybe there is, but when you see a real life testimonial, right, somebody like Heidi, it's transformed her life, that just has such a huge impact on people that are in that same place and suffering. And so definitely share this. And to make it fun, I'm also going to enter all of you guys who do share this video into a raffle and give you guys a prize, our Keto Edge supplement, which Heidi won, right? And so she got that sent to her house here recently.
Drank it yesterday. It was good.
Good.
Good flavor too.
Yeah, it's good flavor too. Berry flavor there. Yeah, and that's really good for helping promote intermittent fasting. Also really good for exercise. And so Heidi, did you incorporate any exercise into your program?
At first I did not.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just lost the weight. I took it slow. I kind of didn't want to shock my body, doing the keto and then start fasting, So I just started slow. But now I do. I walk at least. I try to walk 5 days a week.
Love it.
I take the weekends off.
Yep.
But I've gotten to where I love it, and I was one of those people that hated exercise. I didn't even want to hear the word. I didn't even want to walk or anything. But I love. It's like addicting now.
Yeah.
I want to walk. I want to.
Yep.
And it just makes me feel better.
Oh, yeah. Movement is so powerful for our brain function and for stimulating different neurotransmitters, including something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic growth factor, which is more powerful in studies by doing things like exercise to boost that, more powerful than antidepressants. And so getting out, just getting your body moving, we were really made to move. And so I'm really glad that you're doing that, walking on a regular basis. Absolutely fantastic. And let's talk about some of the biggest challenges you faced. Obviously, you weren't raised like this, eating this sort of a diet and lifestyle. So what were some of the biggest challenges as you adapted into ketosis?
Well, mine was letting go of all the sugar. I did not realize that I was so addicted to sugar. I mean, my husband, he was really addicted to it because he would want ice cream every day, and I'm not a big ice cream eater or anything. I thought, I'm not addicted to sugar. I'm just addicted to food. But you will be surprised of how addicting sugar. It was the sugar that
Yeah.
was really getting me. And I would just want something sweet. And before I never really, thought about anything sweet because I was eating junk food with sugar in
Mm.
it. And I was getting my sugar that way. Just because you don't eat sweets does not mean you're not putting sugar in your body. You're
Hmm.
eating junky food, and it does have sugar in it, those hidden sugars you do not see. And I did not realize I was eating so much sugar. I did not
Yeah.
realize that. And it
Yeah,
was
you're right. You're right. Most people out there think sugar just means eating Skittles all day or like eating
yeah.
candy. But you're right. I mean, anything that turns into sugar in your bloodstream is going to impact your fat burning state and put you out of the ability to burn fat and stimulate ketosis. And so you're right. I mean, all of us grew up on bread, right? Cereal for breakfast, sandwiches, pasta, all that kind of stuff, and it can be really hard to break
Bread
free
was
from that.
hard for me to give up. Bread.
Yep.
That's what.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would say that's probably one of the biggest struggles people have with this is just giving up all those foods that we've associated with comfort, right?
Yes.
And so did you try to make any sort of replacements, like different types of breads, or what were the main foods that you liked to consume? I know you talked about snacking on nuts. What were like some of your go-tos where you found comfort in other foods and other meals? What
Well,
were those?
I never really ate nuts
Hmm.
before the ketogenic
Yeah.
diet. I never realized that I had never really eaten any nuts unless it was in pecans and a cheesecake or something.
Yeah.
And I learned that I could replace nuts with the breads, like the you put up a real good pizza crust,
Mm.
um, and that dough, and that was really good with the coconut flour and
Yeah.
everything. That was really good. Or you can do it with almond flour, and that's the kind of replacements I did. I looked that up, and you put a lot of recipes out there, and I did them, and there was really good. Like when we go eat burgers, I'll eat lettuce wrapped around my burger, and I'm perfectly fine. Matter of fact, I have people walk up to me and say, "What kind of burger is that? That looks so good." And I say, "It's just a burger without a bun." And and it's just so easy to do now. I just don't care for the bread now. I don't even really miss it. It's
Yep.
just I just found like the nuts is what really helped me.
Mm.
You know,
Yes. Because
just
it gives you that crunch, and you're right. Nuts do have
mhm.
sort of a comforting feel. I know for me, I love cashews, right? That's
Oh
kind of
yeah.
like it's like candy to me. If I have like
Yeah.
a handful of cashews, I'm like, wow, that was amazing. So yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that you made some of the recipes, right? That we posted. So
Yes.
I think that's awesome. And that's kind of one of our goals with drjockers.com is really helping you guys. I mean, we've all been trained the wrong way, and so trying to create more of these replacement foods that we can be utilizing, and they don't taste the same, but you know what? That's okay. You can still enjoy them. They have a new flavor, new texture, and they're still very enjoyable. And so I tell people, don't think it has to taste exactly like what you're used to. Just be
Right.
open-minded to a new flavor that you can now enjoy.
And Dr. Jockers, when you do start eating like the keto food, the good foods for you, I had realized if you go and taste something like a regular pizza or something, you're like, ooh, that bread tastes off. There's something
Mm.
wrong with it.
Yeah.
Because you're used to eating the good stuff. And I want to say one more thing too. Most of my friends, they want to know, how'd you lose all that weight? I don't get recognized sometimes. I can walk by people, they don't even know who I am.
I saw that pre-post picture that you sent. I'm like, is this for real?
It's
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 amazing.
fun.
Yeah.
It's funny, but the thing is, I tell them what I'm doing, and they try it, and they say, "Oh, it's so expensive." Let me tell you, we were spending about $300 every 2 weeks in groceries. Now we spend about $150 in 2 weeks in
Wow.
groceries, and
Wow.
the cost of my groceries is cut in half.
Wow.
I don't see, at first. It is, it seems like it's more expensive and it's an expensive diet to do because you're having to buy, your
New
almond
stuff.
flour, yes, and your
Yeah.
coconut oil, and you're having to buy the stuff that you need. But once you get it in, you'll notice that, hey, it's here in like flour. You got to buy flour. Why not buy the almond flour or the coconut flour? It's the same thing. You're still buying food, but it
That's such a
just,
great point, Heidi. And that's for you and your husband, right? Both of you
yes,
guys. Yeah. And
yeah,
so, such a great point to make that, you can do this, and there is like a level of transition, kind of like transitioning into keto that can be uncomfortable in that beginning. And it's just like learning any new skill, right? As you start to
right,
develop that skill, there's that learning curve. And then as you develop it, it gets easier and easier, and you start to really, master it.
yeah,
And, at this stage, you just committed to it for the last little over a year, since February of 2017 till now. And you've really mastered that skill. This is something you can carry with you for the rest of your life.
yes, yes.
Yep. And now you're saving money. So what are you doing with the extra
I
money?
know the grocery bill is cut in half. My husband's not with me now, but he did lose about 50 or 60 pounds on this too, and
Awesome.
he loves
Awesome.
it. He has in his lower back sciatica,
Yeah.
and he kind of went off the keto diet a little bit and ate a little bit of junky, and it came back. And he said,
Yeah.
I got to get back on that way of eating. He said, my back is just, he noticed when
Yep.
he's eating the ketogenic diet, his back is not doing that it's not
Yeah.
hurting him anymore. So
Yep.
it's, and people, I want to, one more thing, people, they ask me, well, what about your skin? Is your skin sagging and everything? Well, I lost 100, now it's 130 pounds. I've lost,
Yeah.
and I said, well, yes, I've lost 130 pounds. And they're scared of that. But don't be scared of that. I mean, I would rather have a little bit of sagging skin that I can work with
Yep.
than feel terrible and have acid reflux, indigestion every night, hopping up all hours of the night, snoring. My husband says I do not snore at all. I
Wow.
sleep like a baby. He says you
Awesome.
do not snore at all. I mean, just so many other things that has been good of this that I can't really remember them all, just little by little. But the snoring, the acid reflux, I had it really bad, Dr. Jockers. I had
Yeah.
it every night. I would fall asleep, and 10 minutes later, I was up with acid coming up. I
Wow.
mean, this is every night, and I wasn't getting sleep because I
Yeah.
was having to get up every night.
Yep.
And now I get sleep. I sleep like a baby now. I really do.
That's so good. So good. And going back to that, it's like, hey, let pain. I always tell my clients, you got to let pain be your greatest teacher. And that's really what your husband did there, is
Yeah.
that, he went off the diet. In fact, I tell people sometimes the best learning you can do is follow a plan, right? And then actually stop following it. Go back to what you were doing. And sometimes it's the best education for you because you realize how much better you felt following the plan. So I think that's amazing. And you're right. I mean, it's like a lot of these things, a lot of people think acid reflux is just kind of a normal, indigestion is just normal, that they have to live like that. And, it kind of gets just pushed under the rug by the medical system. It's like, hey, just take, this proton pump inhibitor, this acid blocker, and that's it. It's actually one of the most dangerous conditions. And so we've got to get things like acid reflux under control. You'll never have quality of life. You'll never be able to absorb the nutrients that you need. So I'm so happy to hear that. And you weren't sleeping either because of that. And so just getting all of that in check really helped balance your hormones. And that's really the key with weight loss. So if you're out there and you're listening and you want to lose weight loss is not about just eating less than you exercising so much where you burn off more calories than you eat. Really, weight loss is all about balancing out your hormones. And that's really what the ketogenic diet and lifestyle does, and doing things like healthy lifestyle activities like getting good sleep. And in your case, improving your digestive system so that you could sleep well because you know the acid reflux. So yeah, so powerful, and I just love all the tips that you've given here, where you were able to drop your budget, so you're spending half the amount of money on groceries, and you're able to follow a significantly healthier diet. And I mean, it's in a sense, it's meeting all your needs, right? You're enjoying your
Right.
food, right? It's not like you're
Yeah.
sitting there suffering
No,
through the food that
no.
you're consuming.
We
Yeah.
love it. Matter of fact, and I have eaten things that I should not have eaten,
Yep.
but when I do, I immediately regret it. I'm
Mm.
like, why did I do that? Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. And then I try to tell myself, remember how you're feeling right now. And,
Yeah.
when you go to do that. And that's another thing that helped me too. When you're going to crave food that, you've been used to eating, the
Hmm.
junky food, you're going to crave that. But what helped me was when I started doing keto and I started feeling better, what helped me was I would remember how bad I felt when I was
Yeah.
eating that way. And I would remember all these things that I was going through. And you know what? I would be like, I'm hungry for that junky food, but I'm going to eat this instead. Let's eat an avocado or let's eat some nuts or something. And I would do that. And you know what? I would be full and I would say, gosh, I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm glad I didn't make that choice to put that junk in
Yeah.
my mouth because I'm full and I feel satisfied.
Yes.
If you can just get something
Yep.
good in you, you will get full and you will feel satisfied. You will.
Exactly. Oh, I love it. I mean, that's ultimately when it comes to our food choices and really just about everything in life, there's three major drivers. One is a pursuit of pleasure, right? So all of us love pleasure. It's just built into our DNA, and that's a great thing. We want pleasure. The other one would be a fear of pain, right? And so we're going to be, in a sense, moved by one of those things. The third and the final one, this is the higher level, is when we're passionate about our purpose, right? And so sometimes in the beginning, it's like we can do one of a multiple different strategies. We can use multiple different strategies, and what you used was you linked pain to how you used to eat the foods that were your comfort foods and that you used to eat. You linked pain to, and I know I did that as well. So I used to have terrible digestive issues, and I just would link eating the bread with these digestive issues, and it was like, you know what? I never want to eat that again because I associated that now with gut pain, with constipation, with all the different issues I was dealing with. And it was like, okay, I want to move away from the pain. So then I'll find something else I can consume and get pleasure from. And the good thing is, like you said, there's lots of good things that you can find that are anti-inflammatory, ketogenic approved that do give pleasure. And then along the way, you may even also find your purpose, right? And sometimes when we're healthier and we've got more energy and more mental function, it's like we're driven by some level of performance. This has really helped me with fasting. It's like I just know that I've been doing a 5-2 where I actually do 24-hour fast twice a week. And it's like I love food. So food to me is very pleasurable, eating like this. And so it's like, okay, I enjoy eating, so why am I going to fast like this? Well, I found that when I'm doing this sort of a program where I'm doing a lot of fasting like this, I feel so good. And so I started saying, you know what, I'm performing at a higher level. I have better energy throughout the day. I'm a better husband, father, doctor, better at everything I do when I'm doing these things, these sorts of strategies. So why would I want to come off of this plan, right? And it's kind of the same thing where, I might see cookies or whatever it is around me, and I'm like, you know what? There's too much pain there. And also at the same time, I've got a greater purpose. And, I need to have great energy for that purpose. And so I'm going to make the decision not to consume that food. And, this also helps me, like, especially if you are somebody that wants to fast, like, I'm still making food, helping my family eat their dinner, right? Even though I fast, typically I fast on Wednesday nights and then either Saturday or Sunday at some point. I'm fasting that day. Whatever works better for my schedule. And I'm like helping feed my boys healthy, great tasting food. And so I've got to kind of have that level of purpose to say, you know what, I'm going to feel so good with this fast. I don't actually want to eat it. Right. So there's those three things. And you did that so well as far as understanding that certain foods are creating pain. They're pain triggers, and you were able to associate that pain. And most people aren't doing that. So I find that to be vitally important for people to really be able to stick with a good plan long term.
The
So
fasting's actually kind of addicting.
yeah,
I mean, it just makes you feel better,
yes,
knowing
yep,
that you could just go without and have your energy and feel better. It's kind of hard for somebody to understand you doing without food and having energy, but
yep,
it's true. It's true. I can vouch for it. I mean, and I was a big eater. I loved my food,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't believe the energy. It works.
Oh, yeah, totally. Well, Heidi, you have been an inspiration to so many. So I just want to commend you on that. Thank you so much for sharing your
Thank
testimonial.
you.
And to me, it's really an honor and a privilege to be a part of that, that this page and the content we put up and create help just radically transform and shift your life. And so,
You spurred it. Your page spurred me to really do this, and
yeah.
I saw results. And I said, "Hey, he's a doctor. His family eats this way. He would not harm his family, So
Hmm.
it's got to be a good thing." And
Yep.
I tried it, and I love it. I wouldn't change anything.
Well, thanks so much again, Heidi. That just means the world to me and to my team to know that we can have such an impact on your life, and really brings tears to our eyes and just motivates us to continue to create the world's best content. And if you're out there listening, you want a guided program, certainly you can obviously check out all the content we're posting on Facebook, on YouTube, and on drjockers.com. We also have a keto program too that you can check out as well, that really helps kind of streamline the content and shows you exactly what to do and the action steps. So definitely check that out, and I'll post a link under this video as well to help you guys out with that. So just super excited. Again, like and share this video so we can help impact more people and get this message that people can heal naturally from the inside out using food as medicine, and really just following the lifestyle strategies that really reduce inflammation and help switch on healthy genetic traits in our body to give us the best human expression while we're on this planet. So definitely like and share this with more people. And we're also going to enter you, if you do that, into a raffle, and I will be drawing the winner, and I'll be announcing the winner later this week as far as that goes, and reaching out to you and sending you a gift. And so Heidi won 2 weeks ago. And next Monday, I'll actually be interviewing another guy named Jim, who has lost a significant amount of weight, reversed chronic diseases, and we'll be talking about his story and his journey and how he's been able to do that. So love putting together some of these testimonial videos and sharing stories like Heidi to help impact and influence more people to regain their health. And so Heidi, any last words of inspiration for our crew here?
Thank you for having me. I just, from the bottom of my heart, really, I think it was a God thing that I ran across your page, because I was severely depressed with that car accident, and I really know, God had a hand in it. And
Yeah, absolutely.
He's using you and your team to help people. He really is.
Well, Heidi, thank you so much for sharing that. So I'm just so touched, and just love having you.
Can I say I love you to my husband?
Yeah, for sure.
He's out now. I love you, girl.
Yes.
Yes. My husband and God and you and your team, y'all have been a real.
Oh.
My husband has pushed me. He really has. He's been really, really helpful to me.
That's so good. You need that accountability, and so having a good life partner you can do this with, or if you don't have that, somebody close to you. You're right. Being a part of. Yes, exactly. Well, thanks again, Heidi. Thanks so much. And so, guys, give Heidi some love. Let her know how great she did with this interview. Shower her with love. I'm sure she'll like some of your comments there. And guys, we'll see you on a future broadcast here. Be blessed, everybody.